right, welcome back to the Griff Guide Podcast for episode 12. I'm your host, Jeremy Griffin. This is my buddy Tim Galvin from WinSupply of Wakefield. Hi, Tim. Thanks for joining me again.
Thank you for having me. I
He's
appreciate
back
it.
again. Look at this guy.
I love it, dude. I mean, it's a good time every time I come here. I could
Yeah, it is. We're always talking about something interesting. Last time you were on, we went out in left field. We went right field. We were in the stands for a little while.
You know, that's kind of just how my brain works sometimes.
No, I hear you, man. You get the monkey inside with the cymbals.
That's why I feel like I like sitting in this chair. I can kind of just like talk and, say funny, silly stuff. And, you know.
Well, that's part of it.
Some people think it's funny and some people will be like, yeah, this guy's a dick. So
Yeah, that's true. No, but what I was, it was interesting. So we were talking earlier about the Navi and stuff, and I wanted to talk about that real quick because I feel like it's kind of relevant that there's a lot of companies out there that don't necessarily produce what is hot and big on the market right now. Like heat pumps are very big, and not every company was manufacturing them, but it now seems like everybody's making them.
It's kind of the hot thing right now because all the mass things with
the mass save, yeah.
The mass save, they're throwing money out at people. Everything's going to be going electric soon. So obviously everyone's trying to get their fingers.
So that's one thing that I'm not really too sure about federally, if that's going to stay, just because, obviously your change in presidency and the people that are put into the cabinet, I feel like they're, depending on what happens, we could take a hard right at some point or hard left, whatever direction. We're going to take a turn potentially,
right.
And they may stall out the electric stuff in the country. I think Massachusetts probably is going to continue on the path of heat pump stuff, but they did change the rebates this year.
They did. As a homeowner who doesn't like free money, they're putting in a lot.
But it's not really free money though, Tim, because you're just getting your tax dollars back. That's all it is. I mean, we live in one of the most expensive states in the country to live in.
Right.
So when you say, oh yeah, you're getting like, say for a moderately sized home, you're getting whatever, $4,000 or $5,000 back. It's like, all right, I just didn't pay as much taxes this one particular year, but you're still getting hosed.
It's still something.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, dude, we pay a lot of taxes to not see any sort of return. Right. Especially when it comes to dude, you think about a town like North Reading where the business is based out of. Our school system takes up 75% of the town budget. And it is good, but they're starting to see a real big issue with being able to get teachers and keep teachers on because they can't pay them enough. Because the wage, I don't want to go down this road, but the wage gap with teachers seems to be pretty big compared to the rest of the industries out there in the world. Educators are not getting paid enough money.
And they're spending a lot of money on school.
They are spending a lot of money on school, but I mean, yeah, so it's I don't know. I feel like by them giving us a $5,000 rebate on heat pumps, they're not really helping us out. It's
better. I mean, to your point, yes, I get it. Maybe they could do more, but also at the same time, it is something, which is why I feel like homeowners are more inclined to.
Oh, they're definitely more inclined. I think the financing portion of it is where they're really inclined to jump on it. 0% financing for 7 years is a great deal. When we were out doing boilers, that was huge because you were getting at the time when it was absolute peak, it was like a $4,100 rebate for a high efficiency boiler and a superstore tank. And you were getting 0% financing. And at the time it was, say whatever, it was moderately priced, but now you have these heat pump systems that are going in and people are spending, your average 3-bedroom house, dude, is $35,000 for a heat pump system. I know somebody's going to comment on this and go, wow, that's wildly expensive. Well, know your location, buddy.
Yeah.
And your competition, because it's everybody else is everybody around here, their numbers all pretty much fall in the same spot within a couple $1,000.
Most people know who their competitors are pricing their stuff at, so obviously there's going to be that trickle down effect of who I can beat this guy, I can beat that guy, but so but I am excited about Navi bringing in their heat pump water heaters.
Yeah,
I think
that's going to be cool technology. I mean, they make so much other stuff in South Korea.
Right.
They have what I thought was funny. So South Korea, or the way it was explained to me by the people at Navi in America in New Jersey, is that these guys in South Korea, when they work for a big corporation like that, they're literally like robots. So they go into work for like 12 hours, then they go to the bar and drink like heavily for like 3 or 4 hours, and then go home, and they do that like 6 days a week.
That sounds like Irish people too.
Yeah, it's kind of the same idea, but like they're like their schedule and how they do it is like just so like regimented, which is weird because it's like these dudes are literally just like out all the time, constantly. It's like Japan. They have that whole like rite of passage where you got to like live on the streets in Japan.
I didn't know that.
If you want to be a successful business guy. I think Max was telling me about it last week at some point, but like that's a big thing in Tokyo. Like if you don't like sleep on the subway in a suit, you like didn't like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, you don't know where your roots are. If you're not sleeping on subways.
I guess so. I've never slept on a subway before. I've slept in my car before, but like never on a subway. So
no, I mean, there's been nights in Boston where I've come close, but I've never actually done it.
yeah, you're like, damn, I could just lay my head here for a little while.
Lay down and let my friends take the wheel here. But
yeah, they make a lot of crazy. I mean, they make bed coolers in South Korea. They make it's almost like I don't even know what to call it. It's like a cabinet that you throw. It's like an ozone injector that you throw like your suit and like your suit, jacket, and pants and stuff into it. So like if you're out at the bar in South Korea where you can smoke and all that, these dudes are just out there smoking a pack of butts and they're drinking heavily. And then they go home and just throw their suit into this ozone injector, and it just like it like dry cleans their suit for them. It's pretty cool.
Can we find that on Google?
Yeah, I don't know if you can because we don't really like. If you know how to like, do you know South Korea? I don't know if you can even get on their website.
I mean,
like the South Korean version of their website.
I don't know too much about South Koreans. They seem like wonderful people.
No, they are. They're great people. They are hard workers, man. It's we don't know what we're doing in this country.
Ozone layer suit cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, see if they make it's like an ozone suit cabinet.
God only knows what's about to come up right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm not really sure, but I do know that they make them. Yeah, ozone sanitizing cabinet. See, it's something like that along those lines. It's definitely not that expensive. What
the fair price of $15,000?
Is that $15,000? Okay, but anyway, yeah, same idea. You throw your clothes in there, and it literally, that's exactly what it is. So Navien, I believe, either made one or is making one. But yeah, that's another thing that these people just like have in their house that they use all the time, that Navien supposedly produces.
That's pretty kind of
cool. Yeah, they have a lot of weird and dude, same thing with Samsung. If you go over to South Korea, Samsung has way more technology there than they do here. Way more.
Let's go on a trip to Korea.
But yeah, the technology stuff that they use in other countries is definitely far superior to what we're used to in the US. Just like on like convenience things like that. Because like me, every time I wear a suit to a wedding, I would say in most cases, I'm probably taking it to the dry cleaner like almost every time, which is like a huge waste of money. If you're wearing suits every day, it makes sense to have one of those.
Get a fucking ozone suit cleaner. Dude.
Yeah, ozone suit cleaner. That's it. It's funny though, all these convenience things you don't think about until you see them and you're like, damn. It's pretty wild.
Navien, get on that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they do produce one. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the heat pump technology is going to look like. Even coming up soon with Navien.
They got good stuff. They got the HVAC coming out too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. All their equipment seems to be pretty.
We're super excited about that.
Yeah,
too.
it's cool. It's just good to see another company come on the market. And I know there's going to be people in the comments that are like, "I hate Navien. They suck. Their boilers are awful." But again, if you go to their actual training, 86% of the problems that they see are outside of the unit itself. It's always installation error. So
it's very accessible.
Yeah,
a lot of. I kind of touched on this the last podcast. It's very accessible. People may be getting these units who aren't fully educated on how to install one.
Or they're not qualified. They're not going to training down in New Jersey, and they're not taking classes at David Gooding. They're not doing any of that.
Yeah, they're not.
In our area, it's David Gooding. I don't know, how far does David Gooding just import from Massachusetts, or is he like all of New England? How's that work?
They're in New Hampshire now. They bought
they purchased Zern. I know that has them pretty busy over there.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Pete, if you see this, hi, buddy.
Yeah, we love you, Pete.
Pete, you're the best. Yeah, but it's going to be it'll be interesting to see how that changes the market. And I still feel like there's probably going to be plenty of morons out there that buy this heat pump equipment and install it and screw up the install, and then they're going to blame the manufacturer for being so terrible.
The HVAC stuff, the heat pump stuff. I mean, if you go to the trainings, they're going to set you up. If you go to enough of them, you're going to be able to cut the tech support line.
Is that what their goal is now? Is to cut the tech support line out completely?
There is a level of training where you can get a private number.
Oh no, we have that. We've had that for years.
But that's just another benefit of going to the training one, obviously.
Right. You do have to pay for that though. You have to sign up and pay for that.
I believe so.
Yeah. I just don't remember because I think I want to say I think we signed up and went to the first training like 2016.
How worth it is it though?
What, the number?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, people are going to go in the comments and they're going to react to this, but it's like I can get through to Navien in less than 5 minutes every time. And some of these guys are going to comment and be like, I was on hold for 3.5 hours. You're a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Do your training
Because you know about this secret number that I'm going to stop talking about now. You know what I mean, though?
They're going to try to find it.
They probably will try to figure it out, but they probably won't be able to.
There's going to be that one ass in the comments. Be like, I did the training here. Everyone call this number now.
Yeah, call this number and you can register. Yeah. He's link below in description. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
How was your holiday?
We had a lot of fun. I mean,
did you do a lot of like jumping around?
New Year's Eve is a little hectic. So New Year's Eve, we go to my mom's side, see all my cousins, my grandparents.
Oh, nice.
We hang out there for a few hours. We play, we do a Yankee swap.
On New Year's Eve?
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing that we've been doing the past 2 or 3 years. So we do a Yankee swap on New Year's Eve, which is wicked fun. You never know what you're going to get. And then,
that's fair.
The all-time holiday game, in my opinion, is LCR, left, right, center.
I have played left, right, center with a lot of families before.
It gets
not
rowdy.
Mine in particular, but I got a buddy of mine, and they go wild.
Yeah,
They'll
we go
like
wild for
25 people playing that game, and it gets crazy.
I mean, if you break out a couple bottles of wine too,
But do you do it with the chips or do you do it with quarters?
We play with dollars.
Okay, that's crazy.
Just $1 bills.
Yeah, but dude, if you're playing with like 25 people, you end up with like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. It turns into a nice pot. I mean, like if you win the first game, I mean,
you're getting a couple bucks.
You're getting a couple bucks, but also at the same time, not everyone comes prepared with their one. So some people, if they're nice enough, me, I'm not. If I'm winning, it's my money. But like,
I hear you.
Some of my other nicer cousins, they'll be like, "Here, you can buy it next game."
Yeah, here's a couple bucks. Buy it.
And be like, and then me, I'm Googling the nearest ATM for my cousins. Be like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
that's awesome, Tim. You're ruthless, buddy.
I won on Thanksgiving. It's a great time because, dude, it's like.
Well, so you guys play it that much?
Yeah, we play both sides of my family too. We love it. So, Thanksgiving we played. I won. It was great. My cousin's watching this. Step your game up. Christmas Eve I did not win, unfortunately. I just didn't bring my game there.
I hear you, buddy.
But no, it's a great game. And then after we see my mom's side, we go to my dad's side, and then they prepare the Italian 7 fishes
for Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so it's just a day where I'm fucking eating all day.
Yeah, I hear you.
All day.
I did a lot of that this year. Yeah.
Which is great though, because like, who doesn't want their grandparents cooking?
That's true.
It's unbelievable.
That's true.
Plus, there's leftovers.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So you get them all week. They know what they're doing. They know you're getting leftovers.
Yeah.
They can sleep at night knowing that their grandchildren are well fed.
Thanks, Tim's grandparents.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
But how about yourself? Good time?
Yeah, no, Christmas was sick. It was a little different than past years, naturally, given the circumstances. But no, I could not have asked for a better year. New Year's was kind of not the greatest. I went out to dinner at Rare at what's the casino, whatever it's called, Encore. Yeah, and I dude, by the time we got dessert, for whatever reason, I don't know what's been happening lately, but I literally was like sitting in the restaurant and like having a fucking full-blown panic attack. Yeah. Don't know what that's about. It's happened a couple times now. I don't know if I just don't like crowds anymore or what the case is, but it was pretty bad. And then I got called out. So
called out for having a panic attack?
No, I got called out to go to a job.
Oh,
yeah, which is fine.
Ooh,
yeah.
Where?
North Reading.
What'd you have to do?
Pipe blew off in a crawl space. It was fun.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that bad. They got it all cleaned up, took care of it. Quick fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good that I got out of there because honestly, dude, I was legit like hyperventilating and I don't know.
Maybe you just needed to go back to work. Maybe
No,
you're just missing
I
work.
need like a break, buddy. Like I'm going away this weekend for my 30th birthday, and I am
The
wildly
big 3-0,
yeah,
huh?
dude. I'm not looking forward to it. This is it. Yeah,
Where
thanks.
are you going?
Going to Lincoln.
New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Just vibing. Yeah, big
Absolutely.
time. Yep. I just need a weekend to remove myself from everything and everybody and just
Off the grid.
yeah, kind of more or less off the grid. Just like throw the phone in my car and let it die for the weekend and just not think about it because I desperately need some time off.
I have a hard time doing that.
Really?
Just letting go.
And I just don't care anymore, dude. It just stresses me out so much now with everything that's going on. I just don't like.
Yeah.
I need to unplug. Like,
I mean, I feel like
badly.
that's a thing with a lot of people is when to unplug and how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's tough, especially in you're a business owner
Yeah.
of a very successful company. So how can I unplug? Am I doing people wrong by unplugging?
No,
Am
I don't think so.
But that's a thought for a lot of people.
Yeah, it probably is. I used to think that too, and I used to bring my laptop and work on the plane, and I used to work while I was on vacation. Pretty much every vacation I took, I'd be on my laptop to a certain degree for a certain amount of time. And then, once I got a little bit more staff, I was able to just be like, all right, cool. Like, don't call me. Don't bother me. I don't want to know about it. Might get one phone call in a 7-day vacation.
Right.
And I'd like to keep it that way because realistically, dude, otherwise, like, yeah, if I'm getting bombarded all day while I'm trying to enjoy myself, then what's the point of me being on vacation?
Exactly.
So yeah, this weekend will be good. I'm going to unplug and just like try to forget that everything.
Yeah, I mean that's a normal thing I feel like across the board with dudes or people in this industry is just learning to fucking pull the plug. Learning to just sit back and be like, I'm not going to think about work today. I know maybe I have a smaller company. Maybe I can't stop working because I need to pay the bills.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I'm thankful for where I'm at and able to just kind of drop the phone and be like, all right, I'm out.
Right.
Because like, honestly, dude, if I couldn't do that, I wouldn't, I would be screwed.
I mean, it makes you hate your job.
Yeah. And I did for a long time. I absolutely hated it because I couldn't remove myself fully. Even when it was like, oh yeah, you're good, like enjoy your vacation. It was always like something was always coming up.
Right.
Now I don't have to do that. But dude, if I don't get like a fresh week away, at least every once in a while where I can like pretend that like nothing in my life exists and I'm just like free floating wherever I'm at, whether I'm in Wyoming or whatever, and just be like, yeah, this is my life for the next week and I'm going to just enjoy it and pretend this is where I live. And you know what I mean? It's nice to be able to do that.
It's important.
Yeah, it is.
It's important.
It's like it's like a factory reset button for me.
Well, it's also different in not Massachusetts, America, because overseas in Europe, they have completely different PTO laws.
Oh yeah, dude. They get like in France, they get a ridiculous amount of time off. Like most companies are closed down for like the entire summer.
Which I feel as if that was more normalized over here. I'm not saying that we need fucking like 3 months off, but
I think a month off a year
I know
would do a lot of people good.
a lot of companies, it's 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Paid
give
time
a
off.
lot more than that. But
1 week. 1 week is
28 max 28 days in the UK.
Yeah. The UK offers a max of 28 paid days off a year and 9 paid public holidays, while Americans have no official national regulations.
Okay, so it's a max of 28 paid days. That's regulated by the government in the UK. So that means that there's probably companies out there that are giving like 60 days.
That's a lot of time.
No, it's a beautiful amount of time. I mean, if you don't own your own company, you really are very restricted on how much time you can take off. I mean, I'm the type of person, dude, where like if I can get a week off every like quarter, like I'm vibing pretty good. Like I'm doing all right. If I can get a week off every quarter, I'm feeling good.
the EU mandates that all 27 member states must by law grant all employees a minimum of 4 weeks paid vacation.
See, there you go.
Minimum.
But yeah, right. Yeah. I know. Well, I mean, we try to do that at J. Griffin. I have, I think our maximum our maximum PTO is going to be 4 weeks, but you can carry a week over.
Right.
So like you can have up to 5 weeks paid vacation with us, which is really like that's ideal, like pretty sweet, especially if you have kids. I mean, to have 5 weeks paid off every year, that's huge.
Yeah. So at Win, I think it's so you accrue your time the more you work.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number, but I get up to 120 hours per year and then 40 carry over. So I got to use 80.
120 hours, Tim. That's a good amount, buddy.
Exactly.
That's 3 weeks.
No, I'm saying.
And you can carry.
I'm grateful for my situation.
If you carry over 40, you can take a month off if you carry. Yeah, that's 160 hours, dude. That's pretty sweet.
It is pretty good.
That's good.
But I think you have to be there a certain amount of years
to get
that 120.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you get right now?
I get 120. I've been there for 3 years. So
okay. So you're already capped.
Years.
That's pretty sweet. So you're probably taking.
Oh no, I'm not.
You're taking 3. You're taking 3 to 4 weeks a year.
Yes, absolutely.
Good man.
Well, I used to not. I used to just work.
Yeah.
Like every single day.
Yep.
And I was doing fucking 2 jobs too.
Really?
Yes. And then I started ripping my hair out, and I could eventually feel it like affecting my social life, because like I said, I mentioned earlier, I had trouble
separating yourself. Yeah.
And then, I evidently asked for more opportunity, which came where I didn't have to work 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what I was saying, WinSupply, I am very grateful that I do get 120 hours. That's what, 3
weeks? Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
No, it is.
But I know a lot of companies that I've heard they're only getting 1.
I know that dude, so I was in the union for quite some time.
You get 0?
So they do like a vacation check is what they call it, because you don't get any paid time off. If you take time off, you don't get paid.
Right.
So they do a vacation check twice a year that works out to like 1 week's pay. So you effectively get like 2 weeks paid vacation, but the chance of you losing your job when you go on vacation, I would say, is considerably high if you're not like a company guy that's like locked into.
So you're almost getting
project.
Like unwritten rule.
Don't take vacation.
Don't take vacation.
Don't take time off unless you're a company guy that's been at the same place for like years.
Right.
And that is the case for a lot of people. But like, yeah, dude, I probably didn't take like a good solid week of vacation for a few years, several years. And that definitely affected me more than I knew it did, because it compounds. And then life gets busier, and then you buy a house and you do all this other stuff. And before you know it, you're like going into this massive, you're just going into this like massive roadblock mentally where you're like, I literally hate everything and everyone because I haven't been able to unplug in years.
Yeah.
And for some people, they can do that and they operate fine and they can work through the stress while they're working. I am not one of those people. I need to be able to take time off and remove myself from the situation.
Right. And then you have your people that I heard a thing online. It was Jeff Bezos talking about it. It wasn't work-life balance. It was work-life harmony, where he's trying to. Why are you smiling over there?
It's funny.
It's hilarious, right?
Coming from Jeff Bezos.
From Jeff Bezos, and here I am fucking.
Yeah.
So he talks about work-life harmony. I mean,
wonder what that's
right.
Like.
Exactly.
Like a warehouse.
Yeah. So if I do better at work, that translates over into my family, and then if I'm a better father, it translates over into
my work life.
Better work life. That's what he was talking about.
I don't know. It just kind of sounds bananas because I feel like so your performance at work is based off of like how good you are.
So it's like, yes, it's like 2 different entities.
I understand that.
Right.
What?
Doesn't mean you have to act like your job when you're at home. It's about being
yeah, it's just like a
compartmentalizing. If you do really well at your job and you focus and you're doing well at your job, when you go home and you focus and you're doing well, it translates. It's about your mentality toward life.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say.
Okay,
That's all. It's not if you're a cop and you go to, work and you arrest 9 people, you go home, your kids are acting up a little bit, you don't slam them.
Oh, you spilled the milk, son. Get on your
Right.
knees.
It's not that. But, and Bezos, everybody talks about Bezos these days when he's sitting up on his yacht that's 2,000 feet long, but the guy didn't take a paycheck for 15
That's
years,
what I'm
and everyone
saying.
told him he was an idiot for starting the company to begin with. Now he's one of the richest people in the world. So
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
that's all. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Yeah. It's easy, right? Yeah.
No, but I mean, the work, there is some truth to that. I mean, like if
I
you're
guess.
flowing at work, say, I mean, I feel like a lot of that statement that he said comes with the money, because I'm sure there wasn't a lot of work when you said he wasn't paying paychecks. Like, it was that work-life harmony was probably a lot more difficult for him. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, but there is some truth to that, where if you're a better family man, I mean, obviously, I feel like that's just obvious. Like, if you have a shittier family life, obviously, unless you're superhuman, some of that's going to leak into work life.
It always does. I always noticed that. So when I was in the union, it was like more than half the guys that I knew that I worked with that were in their like mid 40s to early 50s had either been divorced or were getting divorced, like actively. I remember I was on a job site one time where there was like 4 or 5 guys out of the 10-man crew that were like actively in the middle of a divorce. And it was just a disaster because in the union, your work-life balance is dog shit if you want to retain your job. They have you working 1 million hours a week. They have you doing all sorts of wild hours, overtime, this, that. You're driving in the city every day. You're paying to park. Your day starts at 4 in the morning and it doesn't end until 4 in the afternoon. So it's like you're going to work. You're like out of your house for 12 hours. And by the time you get home, you're like absolutely burnt out, smoked. I mean, this is the reason why I left in the first place, is because I knew that when I was going to have a family someday, that was just not sustainable, because I was watching everybody's life collapse around me.
Not to interject here, but that right where you just said that you left, that was going to be my thing that I say, is like, you're not obligated to work there, right?
Right.
The problem and the reason that Jeff Bezos preaches this stuff is because people go to work, they're very stressed, they whatever, blah, blah, blah. They go home, they take that out on their wife, they take that out on their kids.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like that, like you need to have a harmony where you understand, have a goals like what you're working toward,
Yeah.
and then work toward those goals and live like that kind of person.
Yeah.
So when you might have a stressful day at work, you don't go home and beat your wife over it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like
Well,
that's
it's not 1920 anymore. We don't do that.
Even still, it doesn't provide a harmonious life that you're living.
Right.
If you're not compartmentalizing and treating things on their own the way they need to be.
And I was never able to do that with the union.
Which is why you don't work there anymore.
Right, exactly.
You know what
I
I'm
had to
saying?
remove myself because I knew it was going to turn
And
into
now
a
you have a better
disaster.
harmony.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. I mean, like literally the union, it definitely put a big strain on a lot of things in my life. And just to give like a simple explanation, like all my buddies for the longest time had regular 9-to-5 jobs when I was working like 12 hours every day. So it's like, and I had to be up so early. So if they were going out when I was like freshly 21, 22, if they were going out to the bar, they'd be like, oh yeah, you want to go out at 8, 9 o'clock? I'm like, dude, I have to go to bed. Like I can't. And that's it. So you get your weekends if you're lucky. And usually that means just Saturday night, because you probably had to work on Saturday. And it's a shit show. No one wants to do that. I'm sorry, but it's not worth the money. You can make money other ways like that. For some people it works out. Like if you live in the city, like cool, like good for you that you enjoy it and you actually like it. But for me, it was not a good fit.
Right.
It just wasn't. It was just too chaotic.
It was so funny. Kind of to go off that, I remember during COVID, I love my buddies to death. So like it was 2020. That was back when I used to play more video games more often.
Yeah.
But like they weren't working, and because they were in college, but they were still getting unemployment checks,
Mm-hmm.
which were more than my checks.
Yeah, that was actually not a bad time to be unemployed. It was a lot.
It
of
was
fun.
the weirdest shit ever. It was actually weird because I was going to bed super early. I used to work at a HVAC supply house, not supply house, the warehouse for a service HVAC company. So we were essential. We were still working. And
Right.
my friends, They're like, "What do you mean, pussy? It's 9 o'clock."
Yeah.
Get
And you're like, dude, I have
It's
to
like-
get up in the
It's
morning.
like, dude, like
Warzone.
you're our 4th member of the squad, dude. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're
Yeah.
going to bed?
Yeah.
What do you say when you pee?
I
dude?
feel that, buddy.
Like, but no, it was COVID was a wild time. I remember we were doing fucking parade birthdays in neighborhoods, dude.
Excuse me? Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
That was the best shit ever. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
it was
loved
kind of
that.
cool. I was a big fan of that.
That was great.
Yeah, it was cool.
Imagine this. You are from the past today, and you see these fucking people. Dude, no. I have like the toilet paper was the shit for me. Dude, you
God.
remember
Oh, the
that?
toilet paper debacle? I do remember that. That was pretty wild.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I feel like people went through that. I feel like there was more than just the toilet paper. People went wild. I remember having conversations with my cousin, and he was like, I remember, I probably still have the texts. Me and him were going back and forth in November of 2019.
Yeah.
And he goes, nah, man, this is not going to be anything. I bet you $1 billion, Chris, you owe me money for this.
I was that guy, by the way.
Yeah, you were
Just saying.
right.
I
There was a
that
lot
guy.
of people
I went,
out there.
I went, shut up and go to work. This
Yeah.
is so dumb.
Oh, this
What
is
are we
gonna
doing?
blow over in a second.
That
and
was
then-
me.
and
That was
then-
me all day.
Yeah, and then whatever it was, March, whatever, the end of March, early April, they shut the country down, and everybody was like, "Oh fuck!"
I was the one kid in my dorm room just ripping the bong, going, guys, it's coming. It's coming. It's
You were
coming
like
for us.
you were like a legit conspiracy theorist at that point.
My friends are like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm like, first guy died in New Hampshire. It's coming,
Dude,
guys.
Yeah,
was,
no, I
bro.
did that too, dude. As soon as it got real serious, because like, dude, I was on a job site and like they thought somebody had COVID on the job site. Mind you, this is the Puma building in Somerville in Assembly Row, which is like basically all parking garage. I was on the floors where the parking garage is, which is
Right.
wide open,
Yeah.
and they were like closing down stairwells, like ram setting plywood to the stairwell. They're like, don't go down that stairwell, it's infected. And at the time, we had no idea. So we're like, oh shit, this is crazy. That's when it started to really get real.
I was petrified to get gas for like a month and a half.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I don't know. I also turned into a vicious alcoholic during COVID. So that was another problem.
That was normal.
Yeah, that's not normal though.
During
No, I
COVID,
mean during COVID it was
a lot of people.
There's like research.
Yeah,
on
dude,
that.
that was not good.
There's research on that.
Yeah, I believe there was, dude. I
Yeah.
legit, like, I can honestly count on like one hand how sober I was, how many days I was sober for like 4 months.
It was a
Probably
wild
legit
time.
like 3 days.
Yeah, if I were to go back in time in COVID, I would buy stock in Charmin and I would buy stock in fucking like alcohol.
I wonder what it is
Yeah.
with toilet paper, where every time shit pops off, people are like, gotta stock.
I'm a dude wipe guy. I'm a very firm.
Should we try to get a sponsorship from Dude Wipe?
Dude,
now?
I've asked
I
my
feel like they
boss.
give sponsorships out all the time.
But I feel like plumbers don't like dude
no, we
wipes.
don't. What? No, because it destroy. Dude, if you have a
Have
septic,
you tried one? Have you tried
yeah,
one?
but if you have a septic system,
Yeah, Jeremy, it's called job security, big boy.
yeah, but if you have a septic
Job
system, you should not flush
security.
wipes.
If anything, you should have dude wipes, and you should be saying flush the whole thing. Don't even use them.
I
Flush
like
the whole pack.
The whole pack right
I-
into the septic system.
A plumber with dude wipe sponsorship.
Dude, I
would
love
be
'em.
Yeah, no,
hilarious.
we can't.
That would be wicked.
We
funny.
can't do that. It's not a
no,
thing.
you
We
literally can't do that. That's like never mind, I won't go there. But
Yeah.
You still cornholing?
What?
dude? Of course.
Last time
Oh,
he
this
was
guy
on.
plays a ton of cornhole.
Dude, want to hear something better?
Yeah.
So like cornhole, it's like a summer thing, I guess.
What do you do in the winter? Are you a bowling guy now?
Candlepin bowling, dude. I joined a league, dude. I almost want to like,
Big Lebowski.
dude. I went on. So like,
Oh, man.
I'm hyper competitive when it comes to like
Niche.
when I these little niche sports. Like, I'm gonna destroy my nephews and like my grandkids. That's like my goal. So,
That's your goal, Tim.
well, I'm pat because my uncles did the same shit with me, dude.
Yeah,
I remember
that's fair.
if you lose his cornhole, you're gonna rub my feet and you're gonna fucking dude. It was funny shit like that.
Wow, you guys got way too competitive.
So,
That's weird.
but just don't lose.
Just don't lose. That's it. That's the name.
That
of
was
the
a
game.
lesson.
Yeah, that's fair.
But so I joined a bowling league and I'm the second youngest one.
Well, you are pretty young.
Probably by,
Tim.
like-
You're what,
probably, like,
24.
15, 20 years.
How old are you?
24.
24.
24. And there's no content on candlepin bowling unless it's like from the 80s because I'm online. I'm an asshole. I'm looking up like footwork and how to spin the ball. Like
do they
which
not do
ball
candlepin
cleaner.
tournaments or anything?
Well,
Like
they have
that
leagues. They
yeah,
have
but it's not
leagues.
on ESPN like regular bowling is.
No, and it's a fucking sin.
Is that going to be the new thing that comes back? Are you guys going
No,
to
you just need one dickhead fucking YouTube influencer to bring his camera in there and to spice up the game. The old guys are going to be like, look at this.
You need a
fucking
John
queer."
Daly of candlepin bowling. That's what you need. That'll solve all the problems. You have one guy in there that is just a hot mess all the time, but is nasty at candlepin bowling. You're all set.
Dude, there are some guys who, actually, my coworker Ari, he puts on a fucking clinic when he bowls.
Okay.
Like he hits the pins so hard, like they come back down the lane. Like they come this way.
Well, dude, you're throwing a cannonball-sized ball down the lane at like 50 miles an hour.
No, he's like so a good the pros, they're anywhere between, your average score is anywhere between 125 to 140, I would say.
Okay.
So I would say most guys.
Okay. 18 miles an hour. I was way off on that. That's candlepin? That seems wildly slow.
No, look up candlepin.
Yeah, dude, you got to look candlepin. I know that's average bowling speed, but candlepin, there's no way it's still that slow. There's probably no information.
No way.
17? There's no way.
There's no way, dude. I am a loser, and I've looked up mad videos of people in the 80s. They are not throwing that 18 miles an hour.
An average of 120. You were right. So if you average over 180, you're considered to be like basically
Look at that
a pro.
article. See, that's my fucking point right there. February 17th, 2005. No one.
Wait, is that really that
no
old?
one gives a fuck about it anymore.
Wow, no kidding.
You see that? That's my point.
This is a niche sport.
I used to think I'm not kidding. So when I was very young, we lived in Los Angeles, right? I used to think candlepin bowling was a New England thing because there was one bowling alley in like Gloucester that my whole family would go to when we would visit here from LA.
Yeah.
And like it was only candlepin bowling, but out in LA there isn't any candlepin bowling.
I know.
It's
I
all
feel
regular,
like that's a big problem too.
right? Oh, I agree. But I'm saying like when we go out there, be like, can we go bowling with the weird pins,
The small ones,
and
the small pin
the
bowling.
small balls? You know what I mean?
Yeah, small balls.
Can we
dude.
bowl with the small balls? You know, when
Rip
I was a
'em.
little kid.
Yeah,
it
it's
was, dude,
uniquely.
candlepin's the shit.
It's
So
in
definitely
New
way to go.
England specifically.
It makes sense that Canada's involved too. It makes sense that Canadians would do candlepin.
Canadian
It's a northern
maritime
sport.
provinces. That's specifically maritime provinces.
So
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, specifically Nova Scotia. I bet those guys are nasty at candlepin bowling.
Trailer Park Bowling Alley.
Yeah, did you trailer park boys? Period. That's why Ricky wears a bowling shirt every day.
I think we need to bring candlepin bowling.
Is that what we're gonna do here?
I need to like get a work event.
Okay,
together.
do it.
We need to make small balls.
I can't
cool.
commit to a league.
That would be cool to blow up candlepin bowling.
Dude. Like I said, we just need one little fucking
One Jake
shithead
Paul.
with he just
One
wants to
YouTuber.
vlog. Yeah, just one little
TikTok
shithead
guy.
just to blow this up, and then all the other kids will get into it. Sorry, I just went on a
You should
tangent
have
about
Danny
fucking
Duncan
candlepin
show
bowling.
up and do candlepin bowling, and you'd be all set. Legit.
I mean, it's fun. So like, I'm in a league now. It's at Metro Bowl in Peabody. How did I get my start with candlepin bowling? So my two coworkers, they're in the league. They were talking mad shit because they were playing each other that night. I was like, I kind of want to see this, and then
So you showed up.
I showed up.
Interesting.
Pretty lonely, right? So anyways,
yeah, dude.
So anyways, I showed up. I was having a couple beers. And then I heard there was an open spot on someone's team.
So you just jumped in.
Jumped in.
How'd you do?
Fucking sucked, to be honest, dude. I was terrible.
What'd you bowl? What?
Like
a 50, 80?
yeah, like 50s, 60s.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm honest. I'm honest.
First time out, dude.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
then like
It's all right.
then I got kind of hooked on it. I bought fucking bowling balls. I bought shoes.
How much is a ball? How
Oh.
much is a candlepin ball?
Well, they come in a set of 4.
Oh, okay.
They're like $200.
Oh, it's like a bocce set.
Yeah, but they last
Weird.
fucking see right there.
250, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So online they're cheaper, but if you go to the pro shops at bowling alleys, they get their markup.
Hey, you want to know a little trick here that I learned recently about bowling balls? you need to put the. Do you have a wood stove at your house that you guys use?
I do not know.
Okay. Do you guys have? Okay, you have a boiler though, right?
We do.
Okay. Put the balls near the boiler
Because you're gonna tell them to put them in the boiler.
no, don't put them in the
bro.
boiler. You need to heat them up because the wax from the lanes gets built up on the outside of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You probably didn't know that, did you?
No.
Yeah, it gets built up on the outside of the ball, and you want to actually get it so it melts off and you can clean the ball off.
Mm-hmm.
That's why over time you start with that thing, it's shiny, and then eventually it has this like weird sheen to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the wax gets built up on the ball.
That can probably offset the roll too.
Yeah, well, I think that's the idea. I don't know because I don't know shit about bowling, but that's what I've been told and that's what I've seen.
Well, yeah, I mean, in candlepin bowling, so when you see in the pros, they're fucking spinning it, like the big balls, because that angle is how you get that strike, that push through. So in candlepin, there's less spin on the ball. Some people put a little spin on it.
So you're just gunning that thing, so it's sliding straight across?
I mean, you're supposed to put a little spin because you're supposed to hit it on like a 45-degree angle on the head pin. Strikes are very rare.
Really?
They're very rare. Even the pros, I mean, like triple strikes, like never happen.
Really?
Never happen.
You need to be that guy.
Dude, I have a mustache. I am.
Yeah, you look like a dude that would candlepin bowl.
Getting overweight. I love beer. Like fucking.
You're gonna be like that one dude. He's like, "Who am I? I am.
Who am I? I am."
Dude, that guy's a legend. He just retired.
That's what I'm
bro.
saying, Tim. You could literally be the ginger version of John Daly, being the next like big superstar at candlepin bowling.
Yeah, dude.
They'll make a movie about you.
I guess back in the
That'd be
day,
pretty
like it
cool.
was huge in Mass.
No, it was.
They
dude.
had I guess local TV.
It was on
stations.
TV. Yeah, it was like Candlepins for Cash, dude.
Candlepin Bowling, a program hosted by sports commentator on Boston's WC.
Like Don Gillis or something.
Yeah,
Really?
200,000 viewers on Saturdays.
Dude, I'm telling you.
And when was this?
Dude,
back
this
in
shit
when?
was
The
like
80s?
Like the 80s, 90s.
Dude, what was the population of Massachusetts back in the 90s?
I
Like,
don't
just
know,
look
but
at the
they were-
population of Mass in 1990, because now I'm like, we are way off topic
Dude,
here.
I'm telling you, Candlepin bowling was the shit. I'm telling you. Then
Yeah, I guess so.
it was.
Let's see, 1990. Let's see what the. Wow, that is a significant portion of the population.
I also
That
think
is significantly large, dude. You're talking about 250,000 people. There's only 6 million people that live in the state. That's a lot.
I also think though, I think that the problem with it dying out is because there's no like all the bowling alleys, they're very stuck in their time. They're not modern at all.
That's like the beauty of it.
It is the beauty of it, but it's not attracting a younger crowd.
I mean, dude, honestly, I feel like when I think of bowling, like I think of Trailer Park Boys, dude. I think of a guy like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys that's rolling in there, beer, cigarette, bowling shirt, disheveled mess.
Yes.
Old butt ads.
Give me
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Give me that.
You want that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So
Well, I feel like there's a big chunk of people our age that prefer like dive bars over like newer bars.
I'm one of those guys. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely do, and I would agree with that. It just depends on where you go.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Yeah,
You definitely got to be careful.
No,
and know your-
Gloucester has a couple.
Yeah, I would not be hanging out in dive bars in Gloucester. That
I
just
have,
seems
and-
dangerous. No,
They're actually
Sounds
great.
awesome.
are they
Yeah.
nice? I don't know, man.
Lobsterman?
They're
That's true. All right, you got a good point.
there's
there.
actually there's a couple bars, like very divey bars at Gloucester with a lot of young kids going in there. Like
I mean, there's one here in town where like all the young kids go, but I just refuse. I can't, man. I'm the worst offender because I drank at this bar for legitimately years. Like,
Right.
and there was several years where it was like every Friday, Saturday,
yeah,
like spending half my paycheck at the place.
you hung it up.
I did hang it up. I had to hang it up for, well, multiple reasons. Sobriety's one, and then politically, it's
important.
probably a good idea to not be like out getting like ripped up at a bar that you own a company in. There's a lot of people that do that. I just like to carry myself a little bit more professionally than that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it. I just like to hold myself to a higher standard if I'm gonna be out having
Right.
a couple of drinks.
Yeah, age is just a number to some people.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
To some people.
Yeah, I don't. Today it hit me pretty good. It did not feel like. Just
Are you
a
30
number.
today?
No. But it's looming. It's just looming. I'm turning 30 on Sunday, and it is looming over me so heavily that, like,
Dude, your fucking kneecaps are waiting for you to turn 30.
they already hurt. They already hurt. It's fine. Again, another life lesson learned for all the young kids that want to get in the trade. If you do commercial work and you act like an asshole at a young age and you think that you're the strongest guy out there, or you are a bigger guy and you get put on these jobs,
Right.
you're going to be fucked up by the time you're 30.
Use your legs, not your back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know people are going to comment on this and they're going to go, oh, I was in the union for blah. And okay, well, good for you, buddy. I'm not you. I don't care. I really don't. I went on to bigger and better things, and I'm glad I did because that shit was awful. That's just the reality of it. I don't know. Yeah. No, but that's interesting, Tim. So this is your wintertime sport.
Yeah, it's actually in 2 days, and honestly, so it's every Wednesday, and the holidays have fallen
Where do you
on
guys bowl? You said in Peabody.
Peabody,
Is that
yeah.
every week?
It's so good.
Okay.
How much is a beer at this bowling alley?
Yeah. Is it under $4?
I think it's just about $4.
Yeah. See, there you go. When you go to Wamisit Lanes in Tewksbury,
Wamisit.
Wamisit.
It's not Wamisit.
Wamisit. I don't know how you
Crayon,
say it.
crayon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like smelling color two different ways. It's pronounced the same.
That place is the shit, though.
Yeah, Wamisit's great, but dude, there are some beer selections in there, dirt cheap. Miller High Life, PBR, in that bowling alley are ridiculously cheap. A few years ago, I think it was before COVID, I was getting PBRs in that place for like $2.58 a can, which
Do you like PBRs?
I don't mind. I don't mind PBRs. I think they're all right. What, you don't like them?
There's a reason they're $2.
Oh, dude, I just like.
No, see, but I didn't go to college, so I didn't like over drink anything specifically like that.
I don't know. I never got into the PBR scene.
Do you like Miller High Life though?
I feel so bad putting this on the internet. No.
That's
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
I know, dude. I like Coors Light. I like.
What about regular Coors?
a banquet.
Just
Yeah.
a banquet? Dude,
Just a Coors.
I'm a banquet guy.
A Coors banquet.
See, I like a Coors banquet.
Yeah, well, you look like a fucking.
I feel
cowboy,
classy.
Tim.
I feel classy drinking a Coors banquet.
That's not a classy beer, bro. It's a cowboy beer.
It's better than a fucking PBR, dude.
You think so?
PBRs are gross.
I don't know, man. I just don't have a problem with them. I do. There was a good long time where me and you guys, both of you guys are gonna go, what the fuck? What? Why would you drink that? There was a long stretch of time, probably about a year and a half.
Yeah.
My buddy lived up in Salem, New Hampshire. We used to go to his house like every Friday or Saturday. We'd drink fucking Ice House.
Oh.
Ice House.
I don't know what that is.
It's like it's like Bud Select, but worse.
Bud Select isn't that bad, so I might like this.
No, I don't even know. Do they even make Ice House? Yeah, see, that's Ice.
Oh no, I know what that is.
Yeah, but
I know
dude,
what
the
that
big
is.
dude, Ice House is legit beer for alcoholics because it's 5.5%. It's 5.5%. I don't even know if it's beer. It actually might be considered malt liquor, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. But either way, we used to drink Ice House all the time. That was the choice. That was the beer of choice for a very long time because you could drink a 6-pack of Ice House and be like
Housed.
you would be housed. Absolutely. Oh, it is okay, it's actually a beer. Yeah, it's just not good. It has a slightly higher alcohol volume than other brands, and that's why.
Well,
Yeah.
the Bud Platinums are actually kind of good.
Oh,
Yeah, but bro, we weren't buying Bud Platinums. We wanted the shittiest stuff out there. We used to play darts at my buddy's house and drink Ice House. That was like a thing that we did for a long time.
I gotta get Bud.
How do we feel about Bud Heavy?
I like Bud Heavy. I've just had way too many bad hangovers
It was a phase.
from Bud. Yeah, it was a phase.
It was definitely a phase for
Yeah.
me.
My
Yeah.
phase is just beginning.
Well, dude, so like
Well,
I
you're
started.
also, how old are you, Max?
25.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're older than him. How are you having a phase with Bud Heavy?
So how long do you think your phase will be?
6 months.
Well, I'm not a big drinker. Like I'll have like a 12 pack in my fridge if I'm going out to my friends, or if
Right.
like maybe they're drinking, we're gaming. I'll have a couple.
Yeah.
oh.
This might last me till my birthday in July. I'm thinking.
Do you like Bud
Oh,
Heavies?
dude, you're
Well,
not.
my dad. I grew up. My dad was a Bud Heavy guy. I hate Bud Light.
You know what Bud Mud is, right?
No. What is it?
Put Put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Dude, Budweiser's not. It
ain't
it ain't it, buddy.
It ain't
King
it.
of
You know what though?
beers, dude.
No, but
Dude,
Max,
it's-
that's because you're only drinking.
They should have a sponsor with fucking dude wipes, dude. If anyone should, dude.
No, but
Dude, fuck.
seriously, Max, it's because you're only having a couple. That's why, dude. You talk to anybody that like wants a house beer. Like I had a weekend where I went away with my buddies and I had 36 beers in like 3.5 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I picked it up as a part-time profession. Like Tim is picking up candlepin bowling. I picked up drinking beer for quite some time.
That's incredible. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
dude. I used to be like Wade Boggs. What did Wade Boggs had 50 beers on a plane or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the amount? It was
No, it
was just him.
107.
Okay, yeah. How long was the flight?
Well, no.
Stop it.
No.
No, it was not. It was across. It was
across the country.
Yeah, it was across the country.
Andre the Giant could put down.
Well, dude, he's 500,000
Dude,
pounds.
look at the guy.
Andre the Giant could put down like 7 gallons of wine in a day. It was disgusting, and he never got drunk. He
Yeah,
couldn't.
because he was huge.
He was so big.
Poor guy. He's got to spend so much money to get a buzz.
I don't think he was paying for anything. 190 in 6 hours. All right, so
Yeah,
all right, so
and he was like stone sober after. He was like, "Yeah, give me another one." Like he was very.
yeah, but that was Andre the Giant. How many beers did Wade Boggs drink on that flight?
The world's greatest drunk. Imagine.
107.
107 on.
That's crazy.
Oh, actually, that's intense.
He's half his size, though.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta,
legit.
you gotta
I think
put-
Wade Boggs is probably like my size.
Yes, dude. Like 107 beers across the. Plus,
they're
I'm
go-
sorry, drinking beer on a plane sucks. Like
They're
it is
trying-
not fun.
They're going to Boston too.
Oh
From
my
where?
god!
From out the West Coast.
Yeah, so 107 beers on a 6-7 hour flight seems aggressive to me. I did 36 in 3 hours, and I thought I was like
I know, but
Captain.
that's on a plane though. That's way different.
Yeah, he must have been
Drinking
like,
on a plane
dude,
is fucking.
that
terrible
man must have
sometimes.
legitimately been just like he would drink a beer and like and get up and go over to the bathroom.
He probably got off the plane and hit like 2 home runs that game, dude.
Well, no, imagine looking at a plane stewardess 107 times asking her for a beer.
dude, like
I would love to
They
hear.
probably-
I would love to hear that woman's testimony about this whole entire.
they probably
ordeal.
cost like a dime back then.
Yeah, what airline was this?
I'll tell you right now, if it was like 1989 or something, the stewards.
It was.
They didn't care, man. They just were like,
they'd be pleasant to look at 107 times. You know what I mean? Like they care.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, they held airlines held themselves to a very high standard back in those days. It was a luxury. Now it's just like
city bus.
pretty much. Yeah, the last couple flights that I've taken have been bad.
Dude, the best is like when you get those people like barefoot on the plane.
How did he drink 100? Oh, I hate that.
Dude, it's like, oh my
I flew
god.
first class
Like,
for the
oh.
first time ever, like a couple months ago when I went to Wyoming, and
Yeah.
that was fucking life changing.
What's your biggest plane pet peeve? Are you? Oh, how about this? This was like a
No,
hot topic.
I
not too
hate
long
people
ago.
that complain.
What about recline? Do you hate people that recline?
I do not recline,
I recall.
but I sit in the aisle, so I'll hang my leg out the aisle depending on which side I'm on.
I do the
and-
same thing, but because I have long legs and I'm a big dude,
Yeah.
like when people recline in front of me,
Oh, it sucks.
you better not give me a shank or a shiv because you're dead.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice nap for you. and
So
then
you
wake up
don't like people who recline?
I'm not a fan of the people if they recline in front of me. Usually they don't. I shoot for the exit seats, and I'm big. I always make friends with the flight attendants. I'll get off with little wings. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I know.
I do.
Nick, I know what you mean.
Absolutely. When they say we need an able body, I'm like me.
You're like right here.
right here,
I'll
and I
take it.
can, and
Yeah,
will be used
absolutely.
as a flotation device in the event of a water landing. Like no problem.
Yeah.
I have no problem securing everybody else's mask before my own. Like I have no problem, dude. Get me out of this little seat. I'm sitting there like this for hours.
They are wildly uncomfortable. That's why when you see like guys like bigger dudes like Brian Shaw and those like the power lifters that are like 6'8", it's like
Just
you-
drive.
just drive, or like you need a whole entire bench. Like even if you're that big and you're sitting in first class, it still sucks.
How do you feel about the recline?
Me? Tim, well, Tim's not.
Dude, I fucking do it.
Yeah, but you're
I
in
pay
I'm
for
sorry,
my seat
I
like
rip
everyone
it.
else. Yeah.
Yeah,
I rip it.
I
And
know.
I'm a little guy too. Like,
You know why I don't?
I probably
recline?
don't have to because I'm 5'5".
You don't have to.
I'm
But
5'5",
from the
bro.
person sitting behind you,
You
you
don't have
to
to do
Number
it.
one.
Yeah.
Number two, you know why I don't recline?
Why is
Because
that?
it doesn't actually relax me enough. For me, the reclined position of an airline seat
is more uncomfortable than sitting straight up and down.
Yeah,
Dude, I
like
feel like you're like this. You're like this. Fucking. And then you go like
Yeah,
this.
no, but you
then
can
you're going like.
Can I ask you a question, Tim? All due
then you're like
respect.
this.
Do your feet swing like that on an airline
They
seat, or
do.
do they touch the ground?
They probably swing like this, and I'm probably fucking reclining in my seat. I'm like this. I'm like.
Will you guys
See, that's the biggest problem, Tim.
drop heat on a plane?
Like
No,
fart?
no.
No, I'm a sick bastard, but I would never fart on a plane. Oh, like
Number two
Or number two on a plane?
Number 2 on a plane.
No.
if I got dude wipes, I'm doing it.
Can you flush a dude wipe on a plane?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, dude, it's a suction system. Actually, to go
Dude,
back to plumbing
like
for
a
the last
COVID mask
couple
for a
minutes here,
seagull.
they do actually sell systems like that you can put in a house now. Yeah, I do too. I think it's pretty
Right
cool.
into your dickhead neighbor's yard.
They're wildly expensive, but they do sell them. They sell like a vacuum system now, like an airline toilet, which is pretty cool.
If I was in someone's house and I flushed their toilet and it sucked down like that, I'd freak out.
Dude, I hope.
Well, yeah, but you would probably, Max, these aren't systems that you're putting into a 2-bedroom cape. This system, you're probably like, you know what I mean, dude? You have a house like this, you're probably putting that shit in like a $5 million home.
Dude,
Like you have to expect there's going to be a surprise when you go to the bathroom in a house that big.
In today's market, that's a 3-bedroom cape.
Yeah, that is true. Excuse me. It's an oversized 3-bedroom cape for $5 million.
It's a studio apartment. Did you see the toilet in this place?
Yeah, no kidding.
I better get a sponsor from Dude Wipes after this episode, dude.
Well, Tim, I think you're going to have to just come back on again. We're going to have to do this all over again.
dude, get the mint chill ones. I'm telling you.
Mint chill.
Yes, it's like
That sounds like a Zen
dude.
flavor.
It's like
They have flavors
dude.
for your
It's
butt?
like your ass is chewing gum, dude. It is so, dude.
Oh, man.
It's nice.
I gotta try that.
Well, Tim, I'm glad that you came on the show and talked about dude wipes and candlepin bowling. This has been quite
Sorry,
this has been eye-opening, buddy, but I definitely think you're on the road to a good sponsorship in the Candlepin Bowling Pro League.
once I start, I don't stop. Those are just two things I happen to be passionate about.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what I'm passionate about now after talking to you. I don't think I have a passion.
She's like, damn, this fucking kids. I thought I had issues.
Yeah, we all have issues. That's all right.
But thank you for having me, dude.
Yeah,
It's always,
no problem.
dude, we always
this
have
has
fun,
always
man.
been a good time.
We always
I
have
think
fun.
I don't know. I don't even know who I'm going to have on the show next week, but it should be interesting. I need to have you and Max on, and we need to just chop it up. I know Max likes to make things very WinSupply official, like. Which is great. Rep WinSupply, but he likes to be very official, very legitimate about how he does it.
Yeah.
And you on the other side are like, yeah, we're going to talk about candlepin bowling.
Well, it's just like, you don't give me a
bathrooms,
script. You're like, Tim, be yourself. I'll be like,
yeah, and that's fine. That's what we do here.
yeah.
I
Right.
want to see Max. Well, actually, last week he kind of went and ran with it, which was good.
Nice.
We were very off topic, which is kind of what I wanted to see because you can only talk about industry things for so long before people are going to be like, you know what? This is wildly boring.
Yeah.
I don't care that this dickhead plumber decided to put out a podcast because what he's telling me is not very interesting.
Yeah.
If you go on just technical all the time,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to watch this. No one's ever going to find it funny because
Yeah.
you're probably not making jokes and you're looking up schematics on that TV in the back. No one wants to see that.
Plus, we gave out fun facts. Like, who knew that Andre the fucking Giant could drink fucking.
160 something beers or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
Wade Boggs did 107 at 6 feet tall. Wild.
Yeah. Like,
Literally half the size of Andre the Giant.
Probably
Drank
weighed
almost as
like-
many beers.
Wade Boggs. What did Wade Boggs?
Yeah, he's alive. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
yeah, he survived a drug overdose
Okay, I was
too. Damn.
about to say, damn. R.I.P. but
How
he's
big is this
still
guy?
alive.
We got to get out of here, but I want to know. Let's see. Should say on the right. Oh, he's in the Marines too. That's interesting.
Hold on, I'll just look it up.
Height.
Wade Boggs, height and weight.
Height and weight. I just want to see how big this dude is. I don't think he's that big.
6'2", 197.
Yeah, dude, he's literally like 20 pounds lighter than me.
So how many ounces is 107 beers? Like 12 ounces. 12 times 107.
That's like a lot, dude. That's 120 ounces of beer.
How-
Roughly.
How many beers do you think he got in before he broke the seal?
You'd probably have to get 40 in before you did it. How can you contain
40?
that much liquid?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He must have been pissing the
All
whole
right, it's either
flight.
I have shitty math, but 107 beers, is that not 80 pounds of beer? So
How
I
many
did
ounces?
12. We're going to say these are 12-ounce cans.
They are 12-ounce
We're gonna
cans
do
at
12 times
107.
107,
Tabs,
Yeah.
too.
1,284 divided by 16, right?
No.
'Cause
Oh, no.
16
no,
ounces.
no. This is liquid. This is liquid.
How many ounces was it?
How many? All right. So how many? There's 128 ounces in a gallon. A gallon weighs 8.33 pounds. So divide that by 128 ounces.
So hold on. 107 times 12.
Yeah.
Beers times ounces
Divided by
divided by
128.
128 ounces is 8 pounds.
Yes, because that's a gallon. So how many? Holy shit!
still 10 pounds of beer.
No, Tim. That's 10 gallons. That's 80
10
pounds
gallons
of beer.
Oh,
That's 80 pounds of beer.
Holy shit.
That's wild.
Wade Boggs drank 80 pounds of
80
beer.
pounds of liquid on a flight.
dude,
That's
dude,
a
he
lot of
weighs
pay.
190 pounds.
Yeah, he's not that big of a guy. Damn. That man's a champion. They need to give him like
Oh my
a
God.
something. He needs an
That's so
award,
much
Nobel
beer.
Peace
He's
Prize.
He's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
for
Alright.
drinking beer.
He
I
was-
hope.
He was nice at hitting dingers, too.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah, I
he's probably
bet.
shithoused while
Yeah,
doing
dude,
it.
he used to just eat like rotisserie chicken and drink
Pimping
beer.
those things,
Of
dude.
course.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Tim, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank
I
you for having me.
appreciate it. Join
Appreciate
us
it.
next week for episode 13. Appreciate it.
Thank you.